this is Irina Blount from La La Land Crafts. Today is day 10 of our 24 days of Christmas tutorials. I'm starting with day 1 through 12. Well, only two more for me left on our YouTube channel, and then our design team is going to join in from day 13 to 24 on our blog. We are having a $50 giveaways, three $50 giveaways on during the event, and to enter you just need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then comment on the videos and on the blog post to be entered. And the more times you comment, the more entries you get into the giveaway. We're going to announce winners on December 25th, and also during the event we have a 20% off coupon code Advent2022. Advent 2022, and this coupon code is valid until December 25th on all of our products in our online store at lalalandcrafts.com. Today we are back to making gift boxes, and again a gift box with the window, and I think I don't know, either blame or say thank you to Alexandra and Marta for my addiction to the boxes with the windows. And with the acetate windows, I just love this look. I just love when you put something on the inside and it shows through the window. It's so much fun. And this box is the kind of like a Matchbook style, but it is certainly not as small like a Matchbook. It measures 4 by 6, and it's embellished. As you can see, we have the clusters of poinsettias here. We have it embellished on the sides, on all of the sides, and it's finished on the bottom. And I absolutely adore this box and can't wait to show you how to make it. I have all of my cutting done. I have most of the die cutting done. Just look at all of these pretties, just love it. And we're going to start scoring straight away. We're going to start with the 2 layers of 7 by 7, and I am using 110-pound Kraft Cardstock for this. And we're going to put it in, and it doesn't matter which way because it's 7 by 7, it's a square. And we're going to score it at 1.5. Then I'm going to turn it, so now my score is on the right side, and score it at 1.5 again here. Now on the opposite sides, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch, and then 1/2 inch. And we're going to do exactly the same thing on the second layer. Our next layer is 9 1/8 by 5 7/8. I'm going to position it on the 9 1/8 side in my scoring board, and then we're going to score it at 1 1/4, 2 5/8, 6 1/2, and 7 7/8. Next, 2 layers of 5 7/8 by 3 1/8, and these are going to be scored in this way. First I'm putting it vertically, and I'm going to score it at 1.5 on one side. Then I'm going to turn it and score it 1 1/4 on this side. I'm going to position it horizontally, and we're going to score 1 inch. Then I'm going to turn it and score at 1 inch again. And I'm going to do exactly the same on my second layer. On both of our 7 by 7 layers, we are going to cut first. So I'm going to turn it, and we're basically going to cut off these rectangles, these small rectangles on all 4 sides. Also want to mention, I'm going in on the inside, on this side of the score line. So I'm cutting the score line out. miter the smaller flap, so this 1/2 inch flap, I'm going to miter it on both sides, on both pieces. Next, we're going to die cut the window on the top of our sleeve for the box. And we have 2 sizes of these fancy layered frames. We have large and small, and they work together. I will be using the largest one from the small set to create my window, and I'm going to center it between the score lines on one of my 7x7, what we started 7x7 layers, and use removable tape to hold it in place. Once this is die cut, I'm going to remove the shape that comes out, and I'm going to leave my die in place and grab one of my gold layers and one of my pink layers. I have cut 3 of the pink, and this is, I hope you guys can see it, this paper is just so luxurious. I just adore it. I've been wanting to do the pink box for a long time. So my pink layers measure 5 5/8 by 3 5/8, and my gold layers measure 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. First, I'm going to start with the gold layer. I'm going to turn this shape upside down and line the gold so it's facing down onto the die, and I'm going to line up right between all of my score lines and just press on it so that our removable tape holds it in place. So this is the layer we're going to keep. I'm going to remove again the piece that came out. And now I'm going to add the pink cardstock, and again line it up right in the center of my score lines. And this is the layer we're going to use. We'll be going on the top of our box, just so pretty. I can't get over just how gorgeous these colors look. All of this cardstock, the 110-pound cardstock, the gold cardstock, and this pretty pink shimmer paper are from Michaels. I'll post the links in the video description for your reference if you want to find them, because seriously, this is like the most gorgeous combination I've ever seen. I have these 2 shapes already die cut from gold cardstock, and I used the largest shape from the large set, so this die right here. And on my smaller one, I use the second one down, and again, these are from the large set. Now, I'm going to take the same die as we used to create the window openings, and I'm going to line it up with the larger shape, just like this. And then on the smaller piece, I'm going to use the second one down from the smaller set. Line this up, and we're going to run that through. And that gave us the frames that we're going to use on our windows. Look at this. These are the older dies, and I haven't used them in a while, but I think I'm fallen back in love with them, and for this project, for this vintage inspired project, they just seemed an easy choice. Before I attach my layers and the frames, I'll give it a good burnish here. The second layer of the same, this will be the bottom of our sleeve for our box. I'm doing exactly the same way. And then we'll add the tape on the skinnier flaps, and I'm going to use 1/4 inch tape here. I'm going to add it on the inside here. And on the layer with the window opening, I'm also going to add score tape on my larger and the wider flaps. And I'm going to add one closer to the fold, one on the outside, and one in the center. Now we can add these layers on. have layer of acetate, and this measures 5/7 by 3 7/8, and we're going to put it behind our window right here. Now that we have our acetate in the window, we can close the side flaps. This gold is just so regal. I can't get over this pink gold combination. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna say it so much during this because this is just so stunning. And next I'm going to glue our smaller frame just in the center of our window or our opening right here. I have 4 layers of the 5 3/4 by 1 3/4 from gold cardstock and 4 layers of 5 5/8 by 1 7/8 from pink cardstock. I'm going to grab 2 of each and glue them together. With our book tag and labels die, I ran it through my die cutting machine 4 times, and I have 4 of these long pieces, and these are the same ones we used on one of the tutorials in this series for the gift box. So we used this element here and for the handles. I'm going to line up each right where this diamond ends, and I'm going to hold it and then fold it to the back just like this. And then once I do it, I actually don't need the whole thing here, so I don't need to add any more thickness. So I'm just going to cut about 1/2 inch off, and these pieces can be used on something else. And then I'm going to glue 1 on each side. Next, I'll add gold brads into all of these openings on both of the borders. We can add adhesive here, and I'll go with the score tape, and then we can attach them on each side of this layer. It's like magical, it really is. All of these colors, it really does look magical. I love it. Okay, so now on our second layer of this, we can close the sides, and usually I would say let's go ahead and close and make our sleeve, but I think in this case we're gonna wait until our actual box is ready. Now these 2 shorter pieces that we have, this will be the sides, the shorter sides of our box, and we're going to cut first, and we're going to cut off the rectangles on the sides, and we're going to leave the one in the center there. And again, we are cutting on the inside of those score lines. Then we're going to miter the sides on all of the flaps. Going to go ahead and fold on all of the score lines. So now I'm going to add the tape on the shorter, on the skinnier flap. I'm going to add on the outside And then I'm going to turn it, and on this wider flap, I'm going to add it on the inside. And I'm going to do the same on both of these pieces. Next, I have layering pieces for our sides. I have 4 of 3 3/4 by 1 1/4, and 4 of our pretty shimmery pink cardstock, and these are 3 5/8 by 1 1/8. And again, I'm going to grab 2 of each and glue them together. Next, I'm going to add these layers to the fronts of our sides of the box. Then I have 2 of these frames that are from the same die from the book tab and labels. This label here is going to be right in the center of each of our sides. And then with our gift card envelope die, with this die from the set, I die cut 2 of these circles with the Christmas tree, and I left the Christmas tree inside. And this is the same die as we used. We used it for embossing here on our gift box from a few days ago. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them and then add the breads. Also wanted to point out, when you put your circle with the tree should be positioned on the so the smaller flap is on the bottom. We're going to add the tape on these outside layers, and I'm just going to have one closer to the fold and one closer to the outside. Next, the small sides, we're going to be adding them to the top and the bottom. Well, they'll be the sides, or however you have it turned. I'm going to remove the backing from the smaller flap partially and lift this up, and then I'm going to line up right between my score lines here and flash to the side of my box, and then pull the tape when you're ready. Pull the back in here, and that should attach right there. And then we'll burnish this, and the same on the other side. I forgot to miter this flap, so let's go ahead and miter this before we close everything. So again, just like we were making another box, we're going to kind of dry fit it first. So the flaps are going to go on the inside, and then the flaps from here are going to fold. We can go ahead and close these ones, the short ones, first, so they are not on the way. So we can simply fold this down and kind of burnish it. And then we can remove the backing from the tape and close the sides. So make sure it's square corners on each side. Then our remainder of these layers, and I would say this is optional, but if you would like to finish the inside of your box, you can glue this on, and then one of this on the bottom. I have went ahead and finished mine with all of the pretty pink paper. Now on the bottom piece that we didn't glue together yet, we're going to add our last layer of gold and pink on the bottom right here. I actually cut another layer, so this will be 4 now, not 3 of this pink cardstock, 5 5/8 by 3 5/8, and the reason why, because these flaps here, they're catching on the box when we move it in and out. So I'm just going to, and this is pretty thin, so I hope it doesn't interfere with anything, but I think it will be better for the box to slide. And now we're ready to close this. Usually I would just close it like this, but because it's pretty thick cardstock and I want to make sure that my box slides in and out, I'm actually going to do it differently. So I'm going to put my box into the bottom of the sleeve, and then I'm going to line up the top of the sleeve just like this. So I'm going to have it lined up and then remove the backing and close it on each side. Isn't this stunning already? And we're going to decorate it for Christmas, but this is, as I said, it just looks magical, doesn't it? So you can do it for any different occasion. You can use this design and see what you can come up with. For mine, for today, since these are Christmas tutorials, I have die cut our Santa sleigh from Kraft Cardstock, from the same 110-pound Kraft Cardstock and gold cardstock. And this is how the die looks like. It's one of our newer dies. So these are going to be glued together. Then with our poinsettia die, I die cut 3 sets, and I'm going to arrange them. I'm going to use 2 of the larger shapes on one of my poinsettia. Look how all of these details, look how that's just so stunning. So then so 2 larger, I'm sorry, I just get excited, start bubbling here. So for the larger flower from the larger poinsettia, I'm going to use 2 of the largest shapes from the set, 1 medium size and 1 smaller size. And then for to make a smaller poinsettia, I'm going to use 2 of the medium size and 2 of the smaller size. From Pine Needles die, and this is also one of our newer dies, I die cut 4 sets, and in the set you'll see that we have one that is wider shape and another one that is narrower, and I usually line them up on top of each other. So I'm going to create 4 sets of layered pine needles. From our berry branch die, and this is also one of the newer dies, I die cut 4 of this, and now we can create the arrangement and then start gluing everything onto the top of our box. Look how gorgeous that looks. One thing that I was thinking on doing, and I didn't when we were gluing these layers together, was adding another little tab with the bread on the top and bottom corners here. And I see that it does need it. Like, I feel like it really needs it. So this is the way I figured I can fix it. But if you're just now watching the tutorial, this is something that you would do before gluing this pink and gold layers onto the top of your box sleeve. So here's what I'm gonna do first. This is again from the book tab and labels, and this is this shape right here. I'm going to fold it on itself right where that design ends. Just try to keep it straight So just fold it like this, and I'm going to do it on both sides. I could have cut it, but I do like this folded look the best. So I'm going to kind of cheat here and see if I can get away with it. And then I'm going to cut off on each side like this. So this is going to be on one side here, and this is going to be right there. And see, like, to me, it's really just finishes it off, and I don't think I want to skip this step. Next, I'm going to go ahead and glue them. So I'm going to glue this down first, so it's flat, but we still have our fold there. Also wanted to mention, since I'm sharing this what I learned kind of thing, to put the Santa sleigh on, next one I'm going to use some dry adhesive instead of liquid glue, because it's kind of leaked in certain places, and I know it's dry is clear, but still would be much cleaner if I would have used dry adhesive. So on the next one, dry adhesive. Okay, so I'm going to glue one here and one on the top. And I line it up to gold cardstock, so it kind of looks like it's been folded over it. And now we can't add the bread through because this box will catch it. So kind of like what we were doing on the sides here, we need to do this. We would have to do the same before we glue this on, but already glued on. So now I'm going to grab my scissors, or you can use wire cutters, and I'm going to cut off the legs or the arms from the bread. So now I have it like an embellishment here. Okay, so I think that works. It's sitting pretty flat, and I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to simply glue them right there in those spots. I am really going through the gold breads with all of these tutorials this season, but I do love how it looks, and you know, some things go kind of out of style and then they come back, and it's not like breads are back in style, but this vintage inspired design really called for it. And I'm so happy with this box. I love all this gold and pink, and I do really hope, it's kind of gloomy day here today in California, so I'm not sure how much of these colors are gonna show up on the video, but it's absolutely stunning, gorgeous, out of the world, magical, luxurious kind of project, kind of a box that it turned out to be. I'm very pleased with it. So I did finish on the inside. I did not finish on the sides of the box because I didn't want to add any more thickness, but this measures 4 by 6, so it's a pretty big box, and it's 1.5 inches tall, so you can put a lot of things there, whatever you prefer, whatever gifts you're making, or a set of cards that if you're giving to somebody as a gift. And we have the window here, so you can see through the window, candy, baked goods, anything. Just, you know, just an awesome box that I think can be used, as I mentioned, for any occasion. Just using this design with the window, with the frames, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love this double frame that we have here. And then we have our Santa for Christmas, our poinsettias, and the branches, and pink on pink with all of these different textures, and then with the gold elements, embellishments. It's just stunning. So I'm going to enjoy this. I know I'm going to be making more because I'm pretty sure everybody will want to get something in this box. And I hope you'll make some too. And if you're making it, make sure you share on our Facebook group. And if you're on Instagram, make sure to tag La La Land Crafts, because you know I love seeing your work. especially when we do the tutorials. I love seeing how you guys give you quick reminders. Make sure you comment on this video to be entered into the one of 3 $50 gift certificate giveaways to our online store. Comment on all of the other videos. Comment on the blog starting on December 13th in 2 days. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's also one of the conditions for the giveaway, for entering to the giveaway. And of course, don't forget that we have a 20% off sale going on during the event, and the promo code is Advent 2022. Only 2 more days left for me, and then I'll pass on the torch to our design team. I'm excited for you to see what they designed as well. But this is all for me for today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 11. Much love. Bye for now.